Let's move on now to Lalji, who will be talking about this more from the perspective of collective rights. So we're moving to the other end of the spectrum, and we'll start exploring some of these issues from the perspective of dwellers of the land, for whom collective rights are incredibly important. Would you like to come up, Lalji, please?
Thank you, Michelle, for giving me this opportunity. First of all, I would say that my English is not that good, so you have to, I have never gone to that kind of school where they teach English. Whatever I have learned through different friends. I mean, all friends, those who work in the organization. When we talk about food sovereignty, from the perspective, in the context of the pastoral nomadic community, we have different views compared to others. And when I was discussing in my community that what we want ultimately, they said we want just few things: sovereignty in governance, in livelihood, sustainability for the resources, which we can give it to the next generation and they can give it to their next generation, and they should not blame us that we have exploited this. Equity and the dignity. Four things they discussed, and that it gives everything that ultimately, and we cannot have this four thing with this wrong development model, which is it's a capitalist model, which is kind of a neo-imperialism, which it goes against our principle, it goes against our culture. We pastoralists believe in sharing, givings. We do not believe in exploiting or taking it away from somebody else, taking it from the nature and not giving back to the nature. So, we believe in different principles, and capitalist models, they want more and more money, they want to grab more and more resources, land, water, forest, whatever resources which indigenous people or mobile indigenous peoples or the community have, they want to grab that. When Mr. Bush, when he made one statement about the food prices, it was very stupid kind of a comment. He said that food prices are increased because of the Indian and China, particularly he made that Asians, particularly Indians, now they are able to eat more. That means, it's, in a way he is, maybe he realized that they have been eating in past, which the Indians supposed to eat, because they were hungry and they were eating it. So that means today we are able to eat what we should. So, in a way, people discussing about climate change, the issues of biodiversity, who has created this issue? Who is the culprit? Are we discussing with them? Or just we are discussing with the people, those are already conservating, those who are already in a conservation. They're suppose, if we discuss with the pastoralists that the issue, they know it. They are conserving this resources. We need to discuss with the people, those who are exploiting. I wanted to say something about my community, which we are 1/10 of Indian population, and you can understand 1/10 is 100 million. We are in India, and 70% of that is still nomadic, still migrating, go from 400 kilometer to 2000 kilometer. And when we go and we share our resources. Our animal gives milk there, our animal gives organic manure there. So we are distributing whatever we have in 2000 kilometers, not just for ourselves.